Last time I was here, I was over there at the Hayburn Wyke Waterfall talking about how long you should stay in your job. If you haven't seen that video, go and have a look on my channel. I'll put a link down below and there's a card up now. In that video, I talked about how long you should stay in your job, and that after about 5 years, you tend to learn most of what you're going to figure out in that job. I mentioned in that video that a guy who I used to work for in construction told me when I was considering leaving that job, it was a good job, and he told me that after about 2 years, you pretty much learn everything within a job. There's not really much else to learn beyond that, and it's just then a repeat of the same process year on year. Now, I mentioned in my video that the learning curve in any new career is probably after about 5 years it starts tailing off. Most of the learning is going to be front end loaded, and then you've got to start considering, well, do I want to stay or do I want to do something new? And that's what I talk about in that video. In this one, once you've got your chosen career, or let's say you've moved from a career to a new business, how you should work day to day. I advocate that you should always focus on 3 productive blocks of work each day. So ask yourself each day, what 3 things can I do today that are going to help me achieve my life goals, or whatever goal you've currently got, whatever you're trying to achieve. And you should choose 3 things each day and then work on them in focused blocks of time. So each block may be anywhere up to an hour to 90 minutes. Right, these 90-minute blocks tend to be about the maximum that you can focus at any time before you start losing focus. And for me personally, I tend to do 60 minutes rather than 90. If it is 90 minutes, the first 30 minutes is more of a prep, so it can sometimes take you a bit of time to get into the kind of deep work. But yeah, after that period of time, you start getting fidgety and restless, and we've only got a short attention span, so we need a break. So this is why I say you should only do about up to 3 of them. It's also, bloody hell, it's also okay to do 2 if they're 90 minutes long. Really, you want to be aiming to do about 3 or 4 hours work a day with breaks in between. Any longer than that, you can do some administration tasks, but you're not really going to be that productive. So your focus time is only about 3 or 4 hours a day. And here's what I would do, is I would work each day if you were using that method. So in the morning, you want to be focused on your morning routine. So I do journaling, reading, maybe a bit of a meditation, mini meditation. What I'm doing there is preparing my day. So the journaling is like setting the intentions, looking at what I'm working on. And then the reading and the meditation bit there's a bit of education there and a bit of state management. But what you're doing is you're lowering your internal state and you're working on your parasympathetic nervous system to really lower your state, because once you start working on that first block, your state's going to get elevated, like maybe your heart rate starts going and everything, and you're going to become fidgety towards the end of it. You can always know when your concentration's waning because you can just feel it, you're due a break. And then what you're better off doing, right? Yeah, you might think, oh, I'll just push through and get this work done, and you're better off to take a break and recharge, and maybe at that point, get a coffee or whatever you're going to do. Maybe have 15, 20 minutes just chilling out, and if you can, a little bit of mindfulness, just be in the moment, try and clear your brain. Even almost like, it doesn't have to be a proper meditation, but just don't tax yourself, just sit in the garden or something and lower yourself back down, and then go for your second block. And you can just repeat that. So the first one that you do in the morning might be 45 minutes all in your morning routine. That's quite big, because that's, you know, you're really going to prepare yourself for the day. Then you do your first block of focused work. Then you have a mini break. I saw something that was, I can't remember the name of it, but there was some study where they reckon that a 52-minute, I don't know if they come up with 52 minutes, a 52-minute focused block of time followed by a 17-minute break was optimal, based on some research. I don't know what the research was, but to me that sounds about right. 52 minutes is nearly an hour, you know, 15-20-minute break, and then another one, then another short break, then another one, and then you're done for the day. And then after you've done them 3 blocks of work, you can carry on working, but these 3 blocks of work are to do the most important things, the things that you must do that are going to move you forward towards your goals. Because I don't really believe in doing all the, you know, low priority tasks and things that are not going to move the needle. You know, that I'd just lump that all into sort of general admin time. Do that after you've done your 3 focused block of time. If you do those 3 focused blocks of time in the morning, and you'll achieve more. If you do that every day, you'll achieve more in a week than you'll have done previously in a year. And then maybe you're done by about noon, and the rest of the day is yours. Then you can either just toss it off and do nothing, or, you know, just chill out. Or you might do your admin time then. That might be the time when you start doing your administration or all these non-important things. That also ties in with what I've talked about before, Tim Ferriss's low information diet, where he talks about batching emails and not touching emails till 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Great. If you could do your 3 focused blocks of time early in the morning with your little breaks in between, you get to lunch, you go and have your lunch, you come back, then you look at emails. How good is that? Think of the alternative. You get into work in the morning, first thing you do is turn your computer on, have a look at emails. You're just going to be drowned in emails. And the problem with doing emails, looking at emails, they'll zap 20 minutes out of every hour. You will not be out of focus. You'll never have productive time. So just leave them. Do what Tim Ferriss says in the low information diet. Do them at 1 p.m. So get your focus blocks of work, get that done early, then have your lunch, and then do the emails. And what you'll find by the time you come to doing the emails, most of them will have sorted themselves out by that point, and you know, you've already achieved more in the day than you ever will. That's what you should do. Anyway, if you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments about how you work. You know, if you're already doing what I say, getting those important focus blocks of time done in the morning first, maybe you're enjoying your afternoons, you're working half days, short weeks, killing it, achieving everything that you want, and having afternoons coming to places like this and sitting by the sea. Anyway, don't forget, like the video, subscribe, and see you all next time.